Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of BTTH Rebirth of Emperor Yang episode number 306 based on novel. So let's start. That's enough. Xiao Mingyuan, this man is under my command. Since the matter is on him, I should deal with it myself. As Xiao Mingyuan approached Zhao Jin step by step, Xiao Dingtian's impatient voice finally came again. The deep voice also weakened the shouting voice of the whole audience until it was completely quiet. At this time, Zhao Jin was suddenly relieved when he heard the voice of the former, and his grey face finally recovered a little ruddy. Xiao Mingyuan fixed his eyes on Zhao Jin and saw the look of the latter for the rest of his life, but he gave a cold smile and refused to stop saying, "To tell you the truth, I don't believe your words very much. Now I'll give it to you. Maybe you'll let people go. The clan rules are still regarded as nothing. What punishment is there to mention and what fairness is recognized? This is the Xiao clan. I'm in charge as the Xiao clan. I'm in charge of internal and external affairs. I don't care about family rules. If you don't believe me, you can finish things here." Xiao Dingtian's old face sank. Although the former was an elder of the family, he was not afraid of it. If he hadn't been unreasonable in this matter, he wouldn't have worked so hard. Hearing the speech, Xiao Mingyuan lifted his eyelids and looked at the latter. As soon as his eyes turned, his thoughts flashed in his heart and glanced at the people present, he said coldly, "Well, let's come up with a result that everyone is satisfied with, so as not to create complications." As soon as he said this, Xiao Dingtian secretly breathed a sigh of relief. The essence in the depths of his old eyes flashed and disappeared. He raised his eyes gently, glanced at Xiao Yang without trace, and immediately slowly said, "That's it." In the final analysis, although Zhao Jin ordered his people to invade Ouyang family and violate family rules, it can be said that Zhao Jin's crime is not punishable. However, in my opinion, the Zhao family's contribution to the family over the years is still obvious to all. Although the merit is not worth it, it can't die. In that case, I will go to his family as an elder and exempt the Zhao family from Liang. Are you satisfied with all the authorities in the city?" As soon as the voice fell, Zhao Jin immediately looked like death. The former's move was to strip all the economic sources of the Zhao family. Although it was not fatal, in this complex middle region, this was enough to reduce the overall strength of the Zhao family by several classes. Such a move must not be cruel. Xiao Mingyuan can't help but feel surprised at this. Such a decisive decision is far from as simple and easy as it is. After that, Xiao Dingtian continued to speak, and his words successfully changed the color of Xiao Mingyuan and Xiao Yang. Although the Zhao family is at fault today, it is also true that Xiao Yang met with the aristocratic son of Ouyang family privately. There is no doubt that family rules are bound to be important, but Xiao Ding's heavenly eyes looked around the audience, and the words he uttered were not forbidden. Xiao Xian and others looked a little tight, and then their eyes fell on Xiao Yang. The two eyes were opposite. The former continued, "If he is only a foreigner, he will not be punished. However, if he officially joins the clan, he will have to push back. You don't have to participate in the clan meeting 6 months later." Buzz. As soon as the voice fell, Xiao Xian looked at Xiao Dingtian instantaneously. Even the three elders Xiao Mingyuan stared at the former with an unhappy face. The look on his face was quite ugly. He said in a calm voice, "You don't distinguish between public and private. The so-called meeting with the aristocratic son of Ouyang family is nonsense, but it's just a chance encounter. What's the truth? What the three elders said is wrong. If the incident of Xiao Yang is purely accidental, is it also accidental for the Zhao family to fight with the Ouyang family? If the three elders are so partial, I'm afraid it will be unfair if I give people to you." Xiao Ding's righteous words hummed. Xiao Mingyuan suddenly became angry and speechless. The people of the Xiao family around him also talked about it quietly again. On the contrary, Zhao Jin's face showed an expression of schadenfreude at the moment. Invisibly, this matter has formed a favorable trend under the deliberate guidance of Xiao Dingtian. If he is severely punished, Xiao Yang is bound to be unable to escape. But if Xiao Mingyuan wants to excuse the latter, his punishment of Zhao Jin will be reduced. As soon as he thought about this, Xiao Mingyuan's face became more ugly. He stared at Zhao Jin, and his eyes were full of anger. At this time, how could he not know Xiao's purpose to rise to the sky? Once he spoke for Xiao Yang, the latter was bound to take the opportunity to reduce Zhao Jin's crimes and mistakes. They can be said that honor and disgrace coexist, and both lose. So, in the end, although Zhao Jin can't help suffering, it's not painful, but Xiao Yang has no fate with the clan association. It's not a big relationship. Hehe, in the elder's opinion, there's nothing wrong with such a conclusion. However, I know Ouyang Miao from Beihai University. I'm a classmate. If even this relationship should be regarded as a crime, should all the people of the Xiao family who know Ouyang family and the elders, including you, also be implicated? However, at this moment, Xiao Yang, who was silent for a long time, finally opened his mouth slowly with a smiling face. As soon as he said this, the whole audience was stunned. Many people looked at each other and felt hesitant. Even Xiao Dingtian opened his mouth for a moment and was a little dumb. After a long time, he snorted coldly and said, a sharp-mouthed boy with strong argument. Since the elder general mentioned this matter to the younger generation, Xiao Yang has never refuted it. Even the specific situation of the younger generation's meeting with Ouyang Miao was said by the head of the Zhao family. Without any inquiry, he insisted that Xiao Yang had something to do with Ouyang family and ordered the younger generation not to participate in the clan meeting. The younger generation thought, is this a punishment or did the elder deliberately do it? Xiao Yang said indifferently, You're bold. Just a foreigner, who is qualified to talk to me like that. Xiao Ding's face trembled violently in the weather, and he gave a hoarse angry drink. Then he laughed angrily and said in a harsh voice, Okay, since you want to join the clan meeting, I will give you this opportunity. Tomorrow, Xiao Lei and Xiao Zhuobin who go out to experience will return to the family. If you can beat them, I won't mention the family meeting. If you can't, leave the Xiao family. Good. As soon as he said this, Xiao Mingyuan's face suddenly changed slightly, but he didn't wait for him to explain it to Xiao Yang in detail, but the latter had blurted out and should make an agreement with the former. I hope the elder cherishes words like gold. Xiao Yang smiled at Xiao Dingtian. Wait until you win. Hearing the speech, Xiao Dingtian snorted coldly. He didn't bother to pay attention. He turned and wanted to leave. The former suddenly spoke again and joked. Elder, if you leave, how will Zhao's master do? Do it yourself. Xiao Dingtian waved his big sleeve, turned and left. In situ, a look of fear finally appeared on Zhao Jin's face. At dusk, in a different garden of the Xiao family, Xiao Yang and others are entering the main hall under the leadership of an elder. Hehe, this is the main hall. This other garden is built according to the residence of the aristocratic son. It's okay according to the location and scale. If you need it, you can come to me at any time. The old man took them into the main hall and smiled. You are the elder of the hall. Xiao Yang smiled and arched his hands at the old man. The person in front of him was Xiao Qingtang, who sent Bai Hua and Liana into the Xiao family. Hehe, this other garden is your residence. I just brought you here. It's nothing. If there's nothing else, I'll leave first. Xiao Qingtang nodded and smiled, arched his hands at several people, and turned to leave. Seeing the former leave, Xiao Yang and the three looked at each other and entered the empty hall. After sitting down, Xiao Xian went straight to the theme and said, Tomorrow's World War I, you must be careful. I haven't seen you for a long time. I'm afraid the accomplishments of the two children have made great progress, which can't be underestimated. Oh! Xiao Yang raised his eyebrows slightly and said in surprise. Do you know Xiao Lei and Xiao Zhuobin? The former nodded slightly and said. They are the grandsons of Xiao Qian and Xiao Dingtian. When I first joined the Xiao family, I had several connections. I entered the Yuanzong at a young age. Their cultivation strength and talent are good. They have been practicing outside for the past 2 years. I didn't expect to return to the family at this time. Recalling those two people, Xiao Xian couldn't help showing a look of appreciation, and then said, When I first met these two people, Their accomplishments were in the 2-star source sect. Now a few years later, I'm afraid they have reached the 4-star source sect at least. It's hard to meet them with your current accomplishments. 4-star Yuanzong. With my current strength, if only one of them has the strength of 4 stars, it's not difficult to defeat them. Hearing the speech, Xiao Yang nodded gently and shook his palm gently. He felt the power between his palms. Then he thought a little for a while and said slowly, "Just be sure." Xiao Xian smiled, then got up and looked at her. She was lying obliquely on the chair like a sleepy lotus. Her eyes couldn't help showing a look of doting. Then she said, "Well, you should be tired these days. Have a good rest tonight. Don't be careless in the war tomorrow." After that, Xiao Xian slowly picked up the sleeping girl and walked towards the wing room behind the hall. Xiao Yang looked at Xiao Xian's back and left slowly. He couldn't help feeling a little suddenly. If Xiao Xian he saw in ordinary days was a wise elder, Xiao Xian at this time looked like a father, especially in his eyes to Liana every time. Looking for a bedroom casually, Xiao Yang didn't go to bed in a hurry after entering. Although he was quite tired due to the continuous rotation of his mood in recent days, at the moment, he still chose to cross his knees to practice. The cultivation that has just broken through has not been fully consolidated. It can be said that neither operation nor outbreak will achieve the desired effect. If it can be condensed as soon as possible, it will be the best result. As night fell, Xiao Yang on the bed was still immersed in cultivation. With the passage of time, the source qi in his body seemed to have reached the peak, but Xiao Yang was not in a hurry to quit cultivation at this time, but insisted on continuing to absorb it in such a full state. When the source qi contained in his body really reached the peak, he condensed it at that time. Completely consolidate your accomplishments. At a certain moment, when the energy of heaven and earth around Xiao Yang began to escape uncontrollably, Xiao Yang, who closed his eyes, suddenly opened his eyes, opened his mouth, and the suction in his mouth burst out. At the same time, in the internal meridians, there was a raging fire to refine the pure source gas, refining and absorbing the already refined energy again. The whole cultivation process is not over until all forces contain absolute explosive force. Who? Slowly spit out the turbid air held in his chest. Xiao Yang's tight body finally relaxed at this moment. Suddenly, a sense of bitterness and numbness involuntarily floated to his mind. His body immediately fell on the soft bed, and his thoughts began to become sleepy. His high concentration of spirit these days really made him tired until this time. I can finally relax. However, just when the weariness was about to envelop his mind, Xiao Yang, whose eyelids had just collapsed, suddenly got up again from the bed, shook his head fiercely, and removed the turbid weariness. Then he took out a jade box from the self-acceptance ring with a slightly vague expression, opened it, and a black and white pill was standing in it. Naturally, this pill was made by the birch and the nature pill, which were closed by the chemical pill ring. But now it seems that it is difficult to predict the final result of this pill. Black and white are still distinct on the pill, but under Xiao Yang's careful observation, he found that the part originally occupied by white is now gradually eroded by black, which shows that the body and consciousness of white birch are also being swallowed by the alienated creation pill. This is not a good result. Aware of this, Xiao Yang suddenly sank at the bottom of his heart. The chaotic thoughts in his mind immediately woke up. He frowned and observed the pill in his hand, and the other palm held it involuntarily. The next day, in the hall, when Xiao Yang came here, he saw the 3 elders Xiao Mingyuan waiting anxiously. At this time, as soon as he saw Xiao Yang appear, his old face immediately showed a worried expression. "You boy, I really don't know whether you are brave or stupid. Xiao Lei and Xiao Zhuobin have advanced to Yuanzhong several years ago. When they left the family to experience abroad, their cultivation has reached Erxing Yuanzhong. They are almost the same as you before yesterday. They haven't seen you for several years. Their cultivation must be better than before. If you really fight with them today, wouldn't you be right?" Hearing the speech, Xiao Yang was stunned at first, then smiled lightly, took the tea brought by Liana with one hand, took a sip, turned and sat down in a chair aside, shrugged and said, "I already know that. Besides, Xiao Dingtian said that for his sake yesterday. If I don't go on, I'm afraid he will use more reasons as an excuse. Anyway, The result is always average. Why should I beat around the bush and say so much nonsense with him? You boy, if you don't deserve to go down, I can still deal with him. If you say that, you won't even have room to maneuver. Xiao Mingyuan hates the way. Don't turn around, come. Xiao Yang smiled and turned his eyes to the front door of the courtyard outside the hall. There was a young man standing at the moment. It was Xiao Feng, not others. In the hall, Xiao Feng stepped in slowly, and the eyes of several people present also fell on him. Liana looked at him with some lingering fear, saw Xiao Xian coming in from the door, and then quickly hid behind Xiao Xian. I didn't expect you to call me. Xiao Yang got up slowly, looked at Xiao Feng in front of him and said with a smile. Xiao Mingyuan was also surprised by the appearance of the former. Even Xiao Dingtian had no right to order the son to do anything, but it turned out to be so. I'm here only on behalf of myself. It has nothing to do with Xiao Dingtian. Hearing the speech, Xiao Feng shook his head slowly and continued. I'm just curious. Are you really going to fight without any other preparations? Xiao Yang smiled and joked. Are you concerned about your opponent? I just feel worthless. You should know the strength of Xiao Lei and Xiao Zhuobin. Against them, even if you win one person, it is enough for you to do your best. This kind of battle is doomed to lose from the moment you promise. Xiao Feng stared at Xiao Yang with a slightly heavy tone. Even Xiao Mingyuan on one side could not help frowning and looking back. Although this was not middle ear, it was also a fact. Facing the two stronger Yuanzhong strong men with one's own strength, no matter from which point of view, it is inevitable to lose, and the cost of this war is very clear in their hearts. This is the reason why Xiao Mingyuan hopes to prevent Xiao Yang from participating in this war. Fear before war is a big taboo for strategists. Hearing the speech, Xiao Yang only replied with a smile, and then said again. The son of the world is determined by Xiao Yang's heart, but the big husband does what he says. This war is more about the survival of my grandparents and grandchildren in the Xiao family. Xiao Yang has no way out. The Xiao family is so big that there are clan leaders and elders behind you. If you are in trouble, they will help you. How can there be no way out? Xiao Feng frowned. His delicious words had just fallen. Xiao Yang turned suddenly in front of him. A ferocious anger appeared on his calm face and roared suddenly, saying, in that case, why didn't they stop the birch when it was in danger that day? There were so many eyes watching that night. Why didn't they do it? Tell me. Xiao Feng's words detonated the fire of anger that Xiao Yang had been hard-pressed these days. His eyes turned red and stared at Xiao Mingyuan. Where was the three elders of Xiao family at that time? Xiao Yang, I was out on business at that time. I didn't return to my family until dawn. When I knew about it. Being stared at by Xiao Yang, Xiao Mingyuan couldn't help feeling ashamed. He knew that Xiao Yang had a very good relationship with the people around him and understood their position in his mind, but even he was helpless about that matter. The clan leader didn't want to intervene in the matter of that day, but once he came forward, the three leaders led by Xiao Dingtian would certainly take this as an excuse to make trouble with Xiao Yang. At that time, even if they could save Bai Hua, the matter would be completely opened. They were afraid that it would be difficult for them to continue to stay in the Xiao clan. It was for this reason that the clan leader and the three elders checked and balanced each other, and they had never come forward. But now, Xiao Mingyuan also knows that it's too late to say anything. Alas! Xiao Mingyuan sighed helplessly. He also regretted that he couldn't catch up with the Hui nationality as soon as possible, which led to the irreversible situation of the whole thing. After a while, Xiao Yang gradually woke up from his anger and looked at Xiao Xian. Seeing the latter nodding, he breathed a long sigh of relief and said something tired. Please come back. Then, ignoring them, he turned around and went back to the room. Last night, Xiao Yang didn't sleep all night because of the pill. At this time, he vented again. Finally, he climbed into his mind with an overwhelming sense of fatigue. At this time, Xiao Yang just wanted to have a good sleep. In the hall, Xiao Mingyuan and Xiao Feng looked at each other. They all saw a helpless look in each other's eyes. Since the matter has been settled, they can't control it anymore. Moreover, Most of the Xiao people saw and heard yesterday on the spot. At present, the patriarch came forward and can't change it easily. I'm afraid they can only pray that Xiao Yang won't be defeated by those two people. However, just as they had just walked out of the hall and came to the courtyard outside, a familiar figure appeared outside the gate. Xiao Mingyuan and Xiao Feng raised their eyes to see that it was Xiao Tian. You wouldn't have come to persuade him to give up. Looking at Xiao Tian in front of him, Xiao Feng said slowly. The aristocratic son has always been independent in the family. Although many elders support him behind, his relationship with most of his peers' family children is not good. The person in front of him is one of them. So you have advised Xiao Yang? Hearing the speech, Xiao Tian's face could not help but show a touch of surprise. With the slightly subtle relationship between Xiao Yang and the former, would he take the initiative to persuade Xiao Yang to give up the battle? If so, there's no need to say more. He won't give up. Today, even if the patriarch comes forward to dissuade him, he won't waver. Unfortunately, I didn't come to persuade him to give up, but to ask him to fight. As soon as Xiao Feng's voice fell, Xiao Tian sneered and made a long trip to Xiao Ming. Then he crossed them and went straight to the main hall. At the same time, there was an iron in his hand. Xiao Yang, the chief ordered me to invite you to fight. Stepping into the hall, Xiao Tian waved his hand and shot the iron at Xiao Yang with his back to him. When the iron was about to hit Xiao Yang's back, he raised his palm and took it down. At the same time, he turned and faced the former. What is this? After seeing the sealed iron in his hand, Xiao Yang glanced at Xiao Tian opposite his eyes and said faintly. At the same time, the two who had not left also entered the hall again, and their eyes fell on the ironing in Xiao Yang's hands. Since this war is based on your whereabouts as a bet, it is natural to be more formal. Open the ironing and print the soul mark. Afterwards, the ironing will be publicized in the family. No. Almost at the same time, at the moment when the startling voice from Xiao Mingyuan and Xiao Tuye came out, the soul power in Xiao Yang's eyebrows had invaded the ironing, and a flame mark was printed on it at the moment when the ironing was opened. Buzz. On the other side, on a huge fighting field within the Xiao family, on a stone tablet, the name of Xiao Yang appears. On it, there are two other names, Xiao Lei and Xiao Zhuobin. The Xiao people's fighting field, the largest fighting field of the Xiao people, covers an area of about 100 feet. The whole body is made of a complete hump cut horizontally. It has carried countless competitions within the family, including the clan meeting, and will also be held here. Over the years, the stone platform has been eroded by the years and impacted by the battle, and there have not been many traces left on it. On weekdays, many children of the Xiao nationality compete and practice here. Today's martial arts arena has undoubtedly ushered in the hottest moment in the past 2 years, because it is Xiao Yang, who is now the most powerful descendant of the Xiao family and whose reputation has been heard inside and outside the Xiao family in just 1 month. Most importantly, this battle is not only the battle between the peak generation, but also the whole event, which is related to the departure and retention of Xiao Yang and his ancestor Xiao Xian. It can be described as a major plan for survival. Around the arena, there are rows of seats connected with the stone platform itself. At this moment, few people step on the seats on weekdays. Today, at this time, it has been filled with black heads. Even there are still many people coming from the outside, pouring in like a tide. This time, the confrontation between Xiao Yang and Xiao Lei really attracted the attention of many Xiao people, especially the young generation of Xiao people. They were more curious. Compared with the young generation of Xiao people, what was the strength of this native who came back from the outside world? Although they have heard a lot about Xiao Yang before, curiosity and doubt are human instincts. Anything can't be true before they have seen it with their own eyes. Today is a great opportunity to confirm all the rumors. At the top of the seats on both sides of the arena, there are some obviously gorgeous seats. At this time, on these seats, there are some elders who have real power in the family. These people are basically invited by Xiao Dingtian. From their position at this time, they are condescending, and they can earn money from any direction of the whole square. At this moment in the middle of the arena, 2 handsome young people are standing here. Looking carefully, between their eyebrows, They do not have the pride of young people, but more are weather-beaten, calm and introverted. After several years of training outside, they have a broader understanding of the continent, not just the improvement of strength, even their own mind and physique are different from those of their peers. Looking at those eager peers on the surrounding stands, they couldn't help looking at each other. Then they reluctantly shrugged and didn't say much. On the seat at the top of the stone platform, Xiao Dingtian couldn't help frowning at the noisy crowd below and the still empty stone platform. Looking at the situation on the previous stone tablet, Xiao Yang obviously left a soul mark on the ironing, but it has been a long time. Why hasn't the latter appeared? What's the matter? Looking at the sky, it's obviously close to noon. 2 or 3 hours have passed since the early morning. Why hasn't the man come yet? He whispered and whispered. Xiao Dingtian waved his palm gently, and someone came forward to wait for him immediately. You immediately go to Xiao Yang's residence to check. It's been so long. Why haven't you come yet? Tell him that if you don't show up within half an hour, I'll judge him to admit defeat and bear the consequences. With a low voice, the bodyguard was about to retreat, but the next moment, the eyes of the whole audience turned quickly to the entrance of the fighting field. There were several shadows that appeared at an unknown time. When you look carefully, it was Xiao Yang and others. At this time, beside the latter, there were 3 elders: Xiao Mingyuan, the world's son Xiaofeng, and Xiao Tian. Wow! When the Lord came out, the whole audience was in an uproar. His eyes fell on Xiao Yang first. As the protagonist in today's game, Xiao Yang made everyone wait for a while. At this moment, the amazing collision that everyone is looking forward to is finally coming. In the middle of the arena, Xiao Lei and Xiao Zhuobin also set their eyes on the late arrival of Xiao Yang. Is it really Sangxingyuanzong? I just broke through yesterday. It's too much for us to suppress him. Aware of Xiao Yang's accomplishments, the 2 brothers couldn't help but get a burst of stomach fei. Xiao Zhuobin sneered and joked at the people around him. It's more or less your own grandpa's order. If you say so, you're not afraid of the old man's cold heart? Upon hearing the speech, Xiao Lei glanced at the latter and said, Aren't you afraid? If you didn't want to be controlled by their pedantic rules, how could you and I apply to leave the family for training without even carrying out the family sacrifice? As soon as these words came out, the 2 people immediately became silent, looked at Xiao Yang, who was walking slowly towards no one else, and couldn't help sighing and said, Alas, another poor man restrained by pedantry. By the way, although you and I have been ordered by the family to return this time, it seems that they are still outside. Xiao Lei looked at Xiao Yang. His sight suddenly flashed and remembered something. Yes, it seems that her accomplishments are about to break through and won't come back in a short time. Speaking of it, the second sister is still looking for the medicinal materials for her breakthrough. I met her once a month ago. Tut tut, not only her accomplishments are rising, but also her medicine refining skills are almost 7 levels. Xiao Zhuobin took an eyebrow and sighed slowly. Oh, level 7? It's really terrible. Even if it's the medicine refining skill of 3 elders, it's only level 8 at most. His disciple seems to be more amazing than him. Hey, I heard earlier that our brother Xiao Yang seems to be a high-level herbalist. I don't know what a powerful scene it would be if he met the second sister. As soon as Xiao Lei's voice fell, Xiao Zhuobin stared at Xiao Yang, and then a burst of laughter came out. This also made Xiao Lei's eyebrows pick up again, and he couldn't help feeling a burst of surprise. If Xiao Yang can't be surprised only by the cultivation of Sangxingyuanzong, his talent will be a little terrible if he adds the identity of a herbalist. Looking at the thin figure coming up, Xiao Lei's face gradually shows a dignified look. The identity of a foreigner can improve his cultivation and medicine refining at the same time. It is enough to see its strength. Compared with the flowers raised in the greenhouse in the Xiao family, Xiao Yang's strength will be absolute. In the fighting field, Xiao Yang slowly came to the center of the field and felt the 2 eyes coming from the front. Then he gently shook his head, took away the sleepiness in his mind, and then hugged them and said, Xiao Yang, Xiao Lei, Xiao Zhuobin. Xiao Lei, dressed in a purple robe, stepped forward and responded with a warm hug. On one side, Xiao Zhuobin in a green shirt raised his chin and smiled. At the elders' table, Xiao Dingtian slowly got up from his seat when he saw Xiao Yang finally enter. At the same time, the other family elders on both sides also got up, and their eyes immediately fell on the three Xiao Yang below. Especially when they looked at Xiao Lei, there was an irrecoverable color of appreciation in those muddy old eyes. Xiao Lei and Xiao Zhuobin are naturally familiar to everyone here. They are the grandsons of Xiao Dingtian and Xiao Qian, who are in charge of the cabinet. They also have great prestige among the Xiao family. In particular, their accomplishments have been greatly improved after returning from this trip. Later, the family will be entrusted with important tasks, and their future is bright. As for Xiao Yang, whether he can stay or not, regardless of his status in the Xiao family in the future, still needs to be said. Xiao Yang, today's World War I left a soul mark on the Quanyang Monument, then the result of this war is that no one can change. If you can beat Xiao Lei and Xiao Zhuobin, the clan association will let you participate, otherwise. If I lose, I will leave by myself and never come again. On the elder's seat, Xiao Dingtian's voice didn't fall. The faint voice of words suddenly sounded and interrupted it. At this time, Xiao Yang was slowly turning his head and staring straight at the old man above the seat. His eyes looked indifferent. Ha ha, I have some courage. At this time, beside Xiao Dingtian, a pudgy old man came slowly. His sight also stopped on Xiao Yang. Then he looked at Xiao Zhuobin and smiled. Then he looked at the person in front of him. It's just a quick fight. In front of absolute strength, he can't have a chance to win. Xiao Dingtian stared at Xiao Yang and said coldly, "You are more stubborn than me. You are just a young man. Why pull down an old face to point at it? After all, your words are just speculation. It's too heartless to drive them out of the family before they are confirmed." Xiao Qian looked at Xiao Yang below and said faintly, "Hey, I don't think so. Didn't you also violate this boy's taboo in order to take away Shumi grass that day? I'm afraid he won't give up." Xiao Dingtian joked and smiled. The latter couldn't help but look away. After all, Xiao Dingtian is in charge of all things in the family. Even some of his movements can be captured so carefully, and then he explained. Among the younger generation of these families, only Tian's cultivation is the worst. Although it has something to do with his age, it's not a way for him to always be at the peak of the Yuan Emperor. It's really a helpless move to take away the Shumi grass. Besides, I've given Xiao Xuanji society. If he really does it, I can't stop him with only 30% of his strength. Do you think this Xiao Xian is strange? Hearing this, Xiao Dingtian was also slightly surprised. He quickly recalled what had happened recently, especially what had happened to Xiao Xian. At present, he couldn't help being suspicious. You mean his accomplishments? Xiao Qian raised his eyebrows. The latter then nodded and said, "Yes, at the same time, I understand the power of two kinds of roads. Such a powerful combat power and cultivation will stop at the peak of Yuan Huang. Even if his body is really abandoned blood, it shouldn't be so. Is it because of Kung Fu?" After a little thought, Xiao Qian looked suspicious and made a sound. Then he shook his head again. For a moment, he had no fruit in his heart. Guyuan formula is the most mysterious skill in heaven and earth, but once its 3 volumes of skills are integrated into one, the cultivation will never encounter a bottleneck before Yuansheng. However, Xiao Xian is not like the result of practicing Guyuan formula. As if he understood what Xiao Qian was thinking, Xiao Dingtian slowly shook his head and sighed, then his eyes fell again and looked into the field at this time. Although there were a lot of words between the two elders, on the whole, they just changed their minds. At this time, on the field, when Xiao Yang regained his eyes, the 3 people were finally about to usher in the battle expected by everyone after a simple and polite introduction. "Ha ha, since you have come to the Xiao family, this is your home. You don't have to leave. Brother Xiao Yang doesn't have to worry about the crazy words said by the old man." Frowned and glanced at the 2 old men on the eye stage. Xiao Lei shrugged each other and looked a little strange. Then he smiled at Xiao Yang. Hearing this, the latter could not help feeling a burst of consternation, and his inner emotion was also slightly touched. Compared with other people in the Xiao family, the 2 young people in front of them at the moment can make them feel the connection between family affection. At least, their eyes when they look at themselves should be much more straightforward, rather than full of hesitation like those in the Xiao family. Oh, well, I'm older than you. Therefore, Zhuobin will accompany you in the first war, otherwise the two old men will be in trouble. Xiao Lei patted Xiao Zhuobin on the shoulder and smiled at Xiao Yang. Hearing the speech, Xiao Zhuobin nodded immediately, then looked at Xiao Yang with a smile and said, "Well, I'm just curious. As a herbalist, how much can you achieve?" Seeing the sincere smile on their faces, Xiao Yang couldn't help feeling a little moved. Only such a person who confides his true feelings can be regarded as a real family relationship. Xiao Lei's arrangement saved Xiao Yang some trouble to a great extent. After all, it's normal for him to win Xiao Lei in a round battle. But if he can win even one enemy and two, don't mention the elders on the stage. I'm afraid even the audience can't accept it. However, Xiao Yang smiled at what Xiao Lei said, walked forward slowly, arched his hands gratefully at them, and said with a light smile, "The kindness of you too, Xiao Yang, is appreciated. However, this war is not just for these people. I want the elders on the stage to understand that I, Xiao Yang, am qualified to participate in the clan meeting and also qualified to stay in the Xiao clan." As soon as they said this, they were stunned and looked at each other. They couldn't help showing a sense of shame in their eyes. For them, since Xiao Yang joined the Xiao family, he had brotherhood. That's why he wanted to give him a hand. However, he forgot that in the arena at this time, they were not only peers, but also opponents. And to meet the opponent head-on is the greatest respect for him. So you two, please come together. This video will end here.